like it's never enough. And what do you say when your friends turn away? You're all alone, all alone. Tell me, what do you give when you're giving your all and seems like you can't make it through? Well, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand, watch the Lord see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, you just stand. Tell me, how do you handle the guilt of your past? Tell me, how do you deal with the shame? And how can you smile while your heart has been broken and filled with pain, filled with pain? Tell me, what do you give? Yes, when you're giving your all, yeah. Seems like you can't make it through. Child, you just stand when there's nothing left to do. You just stand, watch the Lord see you through. Yes, after you've done all you can, you just stand and be sure you're not entangled in that bondage again. You just stand and endure. God has a purpose. Yes, God has a plan. Tell me, what do you do when you've done all you can and it seems like you can't make it through? Child, you just stand. You just stand. Stand. Don't you dare give up. Through the storms, stand through the rain, through the hurt, yeah, through the pain. Don't you bow and don't you bend. Don't give up. No, don't give in. Hold on.
Well, hello, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be chiming in from. Just wanted to jump on today. Y'all, we are exactly 13 days away. Y'all, 2025 is gone. It is gone. It is now. We can call it part of our history. So I want you guys to come on in because I got a couple of things that I want to share with you guys today as we go into 2026, y'all. Yes, we are moving forward, yet we are pressing on to 2026. So welcome. Of course, let me do my little introductions, get my little introductions out the way for those that may not know who I am. Yeah, I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute since you have seen me live in these social media streets. I've been behind the scene. Y'all, we are gearing up to end yet another season of the Crew podcast. Y'all, season 3 is coming to a close. It is coming to a close, and I'm excited because y'all, we are moving right on in to season 4. But I'm gonna come back to that. I really want to I really want to just drop some things in your spirit, share some things that we have been doing for those that follow me and support the things that we have been doing. Shout out to the authors ball and award, y'all. This year. Excited, excited, excited. I tell you, it is great to be able to be amongst other amazing authors, creatives, publishers, and all of that, y'all. So I'm excited to be in the building. It's going to be a time had, I promise you. I was looking at the itinerary, the meal selection, y'all. It's going to be a 5-course meal served at this event. And guess what? We didn't have to pay a dime to be a part of this event. Not one single dime. Now, guess, now you do have to pay a fee, but those that are being honored at this event do not have to pay a single dime. So when I tell you I am excited to be a part of the Authors Ball Award dinner that's going to be held in Washington, D.C., March the 28th, shout out to all of the authors that have been invited to be a part of it. Cannot wait to see you guys in the building. I'm telling you, every time I am in the midst of other authors and other creatives, I tell you, it is a time had. So hopefully I'll get a chance to see some of you guys in the building on March the 28th, 2026, Washington, D.C. Just wanted to drop that in. Just wanted to drop that in. But while I'm on awards and talking about awards, if you know a poet, or you know some amazing creatives or authors, Patrice Grimbaugh, who is the founder and CEO of SC Book Gal and Friends. Y'all, she hosts an award ceremony every year. It is virtually right here on the Crew Podcast. She is currently taking nominations. You have until, I want to say, the 25th to submit your nominations for your books and different things to be selected. She hosts this. This is her second year hosting this event. It was streamed live right here on the Crew Podcast. So if you are an author and you're looking for another outlet to share your brand, this is a great opportunity to share your brand, because she doesn't just award you an award. She review these books. She does a lot behind this award. So if you are an author out there looking for some more exposure, this is a great opportunity for you to connect and an opportunity for you to share your brand. Um, those poets, if you are a poet and you're looking for an opportunity to showcase your brand, to showcase your talent, to have your books nominated, we are taking nominations for Poet of the Year. Y'all, there are perks to being Poet of the Year on Aspiring Authors Magazine. So not only will you be recognized for entire year, you get to hold this position for an entire year. So we always announce our Poet of the Year during the month of April, which is National Poetry Awareness Month. So we would announce the winner during that month. You will be able to write in the poetry section of the magazine. So for those that have never seen the magazine, this is the magazine, the poetry section of the magazine. We have a poetry section other magazine that has nothing but poetry, has nothing but poetry. So you have opportunity to share in this section every single month. You will get to an opportunity to share inside of the magazine from April 2026 to April 2027. You will also get an opportunity to host your very own poetry podcast. And let me tell you, so the poet of the year will have an opportunity to air live every fifth Monday of 2026. So you will have an opportunity to go live in March, which will be March the 30th, June 29th, August the 31st, and November the 30th. It is a 2 hour show. You will get an opportunity to host that show for 2 hours. So that means you can showcase your poetry. You can invite other poets to be a part of it. You can utilize it however you see fit in a way that showcase poetry and poets. So that is something that you get an opportunity to do as well. Also, you get to narrate, you get to moderate our poetry group on Facebook. So we have a poetry group where you can host lives, you can post Q&As, you can highlight poets, you can highlight your poetry, whatever you want to do centered around poetry. So you have from April 2026 to April 2027 when we announce our 2027 Poet of the Year. So every year, once we get that new poet, the new poet would take on a reign. We also have a special edition of Aspiring Authors Magazine that drops in the month of April that only highlights poets. So you get an opportunity to also be featured inside of that magazine. Also, you will be on the front cover of our regular edition of Aspiring Authors Magazine, and you will get a 2 page spread inside of the magazine. So you get an opportunity to really share a little bit about yourself and about your poetry and things that you plan to do with this tenure of being our poet laureate for 2026. So that is what we're doing as far as poets. If you are a poet or you know a poet, please share this out with them. If you know a poet, tag a poet. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you follow me. I am author Angela Thomas across the Facebook platform. So if you're on Facebook, follow me so you can stay connected with the things that we are doing. I have a couple of more things that I'm gonna drop in your spirit. So I want to get that on out the way. But while we are on poetry, I want to go ahead and share with you guys two opportunities that we have that's coming up in 2026. So I think I put the wrong. I did. I put the wrong flyer up here. I was supposed to be putting up another flyer, and I put the wrong flyer up here, y'all. So let me grab this flyer real quick and put it up here. Because I got two. We have two poetry books that's gonna be dropping in 2026. So I'm trying to grab these. I'm trying to grab the flyer. I may have to upload it real quick, y'all. Hold on. I thought I had it together, but evidently I didn't. I put the wrong thing up here. But we make mistakes sometimes. Okay, here it is. So let me get it adjusted on the screen so you guys can see it. Okay, so in 2026, there's going to be opportunity for poets to share. We have two anthologies that's going to be coming out in 2026. If you are from South Carolina or have ties to South Carolina, we have a special poetry book that's going to release for those that are from South Carolina. So make sure that you get with me. How can you contact me? Email words, that's WORDS, speaks, SPEAK, from my soul at gmail.com. Okay, let me see if I can type this up here in the comment section for those. Yeah, I don't have no moderators on here, so I don't. I'm gonna have to try to figure this out myself. Let me see if I can type this in the comment section for those that are on TikTok. So that is words. Okay, speaks from my soul at gmail.com. And let me put this over here for those that are chimed in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Let me get that typed in the comment section for you guys. I know a lot of people were saying that they was not able to email me. So I was trying to figure out. I saw on the flyer, y'all, that there is a S after the word speaks, and there should not be a S after the word speak. It should just be words speak from my soul at gmail.com. So that is, and let me post it up on the screen. So that is how you can email me if you want to be a part of any of the poetry anthologies that we have out. So there's two. Again, for the ones that are looking over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, there's a flyer that is posted. There's two. So one is called Poets Unite Anthology, and that is for open for anybody. Y'all, there's no fees to be a part of this anthology. All we ask is that if you submit poetry to this anthology, that you buy at least one book. And purchasing the book will be available in it will be available digital in ebook format as well as in print. I am also going to be working to see if I can get it in audio. Um, so that it can be available for those that like to listen to audiobooks as well. But if you are a poet, I want to stress to you, do not allow these free opportunities to share your talent to slip by. There are so many opportunities that we allow for you guys to share your poetry for free. Like right now, I have an opportunity where you guys, I'm still looking for two people to feature inside of um, December's magazine to share their poetry brand. I have one person that's already been featured, have two authors that I'm featuring, and I need one more poet. So if you are a poet and you're looking for an opportunity to share your brand, please reach out. Word speaks from my soul at gmail.com. To wrap up with the poetry stuff, if you are from South Carolina, have ties to South Carolina, whether you work in South Carolina, you were born in South Carolina, you got family in South Carolina, whatever the ties that you have to South Carolina, that would allow you to be able to share inside of South Carolina Poets Unite. Again, this is dedicated to those that have ties to South Carolina. So if you are a poet with ties to South Carolina, make sure that you reach out to me so that we can get your entries in. Um, every poem that's submitted will not be published, but at least one poem from each person that submit. I want to be able to publish at least one poem from everybody that submit. First come, first serve. I'm trying to highlight at least 50 poets inside of this book for South Carolina Poets Unite. Now, the Poets Unite anthology from all over, it's just going to be first come, first serve. Only one poem per poet. One poem per poet. Does not matter where you are from. How that works is everybody's going to get an opportunity to share a little bit about them. They're going to have an opportunity to share a picture of them. So your section will include, it will be 2 pages. Each poet will have 2 pages. One page will consist of an overview of you, your bio, whatever information you want people to know about you, and a picture. So you have a 100-word bio. So you got to sum yourself up in 100 words. But you get an opportunity to share about who you are, what you're doing, how individuals can connect with you, and all that good stuff. And then on the next page is going to be your poem. You get an opportunity to showcase a poem. So that will be on the next page. So get your entries in if you are a poet. This is an opportunity to share your brand, y'all. If you don't know who I am, I encourage everybody to Google me. Google Angela Thomas Smith, Queen of Collaborations. Google the Crew Podcast. You will definitely get an opportunity to find out who I am, what I do, from start to finish. But to give you an overview, a glimpse of who I am and what I do. So I'm affectionately known as the Queen of Collaboration, have carried that title for a little over, I want to say about maybe 9 years now. About 9 years, I've actually carried that title, Queen of Collaborations. I love to network. I love to collaborate. I am a certified life coach. I hold a MBA. I am currently working on my MPA, but my whole gist is to be the change that I desire to see. I am a avid advocate. That means I advocate for many things. Basics, human rights is what I advocate for. The rights of humans, whether it be black and brown, Caucasian, whatever. I advocate for human rights. I am very I'm very, what you say, anything around uplifting my black and brown community. I am definitely for that. I push for a lot of things that supports my black and brown community because we have been underrepresented. We have been under everything for so long. So I believe in my motto. I am the change that I desire to see in this world. Change begins and ends with me. So if I want change, I have to seek that change and be about that change. So I advocate for many things. You may see me in the background. You may see me in the background of a lot of things, because that's what I do. I'm a background person. I usually stay in the midst. So you will see me doing a lot of advocacy work. That's what I do. A lot of advocacy work. I have been advocating for wrongfully and overly incarcerated for the last 4 or 5 years. That is something that I am very passionate about. You will see me on TikTok on some of the panels. So most of the time, you'll see me sitting. On the panels, I may say a few words every now and then, but most of the time you'll find me down in the comments, trying to, see what people are talking about and how I can share my thoughts and my opinions within the comments. But I'll jump up on the panel every now and then. But most of the thing, I'm a watcher. I sit and I watch and I pray. Because I'm also an intercessor, but I truly believe in providing opportunities. So I am the visionary of the Crew Podcast. If you are tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, it is through that outlet, which is the Crew Podcast. Sometime you will see me on these various platforms as the Crew Podcast or the visionary Queen Angela. You may see me as author Angela, but however you search me out and find me, you will see that I have my hands in a lot. I am the author of over 150 literary works. I have anthologies. I have poetry books. I have inspirational books. I have a couple children books. I do journals. I do calendars. I make personalized calendars. If you follow me, you know that for 2026 we have some calendars out. If you are someone that may be interested in having a personalized calendar, say you have a brand or a business and you want to be able to provide a couple personalized calendars for gifts, I also do that. Right now, um, the turnaround time for that, depending on how quick you can get me your information and stuff. I charge $50 to create the calendar, and then the calendar usually runs the platform that I use. You usually can purchase a calendar for anywhere from $20 to $30. So, and then they have different kinds. So, what I do is I sit down with the client and figure out what they want, how quickly they want it, and get them out. But if you've seen some of my work, y'all, I've been doing it for the last 5-6 years. If you've seen some of my work, seen some of the calendars, I can tell you that everybody always seems to be pleased with the final product. But again, that is one of the things that I do. I also do children activity books. I do a lot. I also coach those that want to publish. I will help you from start to finish on publishing. There is a fee for that service. It usually runs about $500. But the thing about it is, once you learn how to publish, you never have to pay that fee again. It is a one-time fee. You pay it, and now you are able to publish. And then not only that, you're able to help others that may want to publish. But if you don't want to go that route of me coaching you, y'all, I have a book that's available through walmart.com for $18-$20. You can grab the book and it will walk you through from start to finish. How to publish in 90 days. A great resource. Everything you needed is right there inside of that book. You can journal your thoughts down. You can write things down. But it's out there. It sells pretty good. I have not had any problems with that. But again, I don't push a lot of my books. I have a website. I always tell you to go over, check out the website. There's something for everybody. There's something for every single person that comes across my platforms, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Keek, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you are, there's something for you. I offer so many different varieties of service. I'm also a mentor. If you need somebody to mentor you, you need somebody to encourage you, to help you along the way with whatever it is that you're doing. I am here for that. Um, so my website is www.AngelaThomasSmithBooks.com. Again, I'm going to type that in the comment section. It is www.AngelaThomasSmithBooks.com. I'm gonna type that in, y'all. Again, I don't have no moderators over here. And then I just jumped on. I'm over here live on the other platform. So I'm gonna type that in the comment section for those that are on TikTok. Again, that is www.AngelaThomasSmithBooks.com. You can go and check out any of the books that I have, inspirationals, whatever. They're all listed over there. Y'all, we have a new book that's dropping on December the 24th. It is the third book to our 3-book series, The Echoes of Becoming. It is a poetry series. And it goes from talking about um, going through trauma, going through depression, going through different things, but how we got through it. Um, the second book is called first book is Shattered Silence. It's where we break the silence. The second book is called Gathered Light, and that is the light coming through, being able to see where we are and how we have overcome. And then you have the final book to this series is called Rise Unbroken. And we share through poetry how we're able to rise not being broken. You know, sometimes things will happen which will cause you to maybe bend, that will cause you to shake. But just because you bend or shake does not mean that you will be broken. So we are sharing through this poetry series. I have to give a shout out to the four amazing queens that helped me get through this series. I tell you, they were my backbone, they were my side bone, they was my front and my back, and I thank God for them because not only did they share um, their perspective and the things that they have gone through, but when I tell you they stuck it out all the way because you know we started with a couple other people apart in the beginning, and then as the series continued, some of those individuals dropped off, and it just ended up being the four queens and myself. And I have to give a shout out to poetress Keisha, who did all three forwards in this book. I appreciate you so much for allowing your voice to be shared, for your voice to be heard, and for those amazing queens. Queen Shanette Johnson. Let's talk about it. The host of Let's Talk About It. Y'all, when I tell you this lady is definitely about her business. She's definitely about her business. She's an advocate that advocates for social injustice, for the wrongfully and overly incarcerated. Y'all, she's out of California. Um, and then you have little Unique Parker. Y'all, she is a part of the other network. For those that know me, know that I am a part of a podcast network that streams through Talk Shoe Radio called WBNN Beverly Nation. The proprietary and CEO of that network is Ola Daly Ngozi, Dr. O. He is the owner and operator of that particular network. Y'all, he allowed me 5 years ago to be a part of that network, which helped me expand and even develop the Crew podcast. Because y'all know we've only been in effect for um, going into our fourth season. I'm headed into my sixth season over on the WBNN network. And Unique is our current commissioner. She is the current host of the year and newcomer of the year recipient. So she is definitely doing her thing in the broadcasting realm. She's also an amazing poet. So y'all, she is a part of this series. All three books she poured from her soul, her heart, and glad to have her. We also have Dr. Michelin Moss, who has been a part of numerous projects that I've done. I can tell you, anytime I need poets, she's always willing to be a part, willing to share, willing to pour out, willing to let people know exactly what it is that she's doing. So glad to have her a part of this again. We have Cheryl Northern LeGrand. She is when I tell you, most of these queens, all I have to do is just put it out there, and they're going to be a part of it because they love the opportunity to be able to come together and to share your thoughts, to share your perspective. I'm not a micromanager. I'm going to give you the subject, going to give you the topic, and kind of tell you how to flow with it, and then you're on your own. And when you give it to me, I'm gonna put it together, and then I'm gonna give it back to you, and I'm gonna ask you, is this acceptable to you? Do it need any corrections? Do it need any of this or any of that? And then we're gonna go from there. I definitely am not a micromanager. I want people to be able to express those things that they have inside of them, and I want people to be able to share their perspective and to share those things that come from them. And be able to get credit for those things and be able to get out there. So I guess the what you call it, conduit. I am what the initiator because I'm gonna push and prime and do everything I can to help stir up those gifts and those talents. Don't let me see a gift or talent and you're not using it, because I'm definitely gonna push you and push you and push you until you come out of that shell, till you come out of that box. So again, if you are a poet, there's two opportunities for you to share in 2026 part of these anthologies. There are no fees to be a part of these poetry anthologies. Y'all, 2026 is more of me trying to get some people out there to share some talents. I know 2025 may not have been the best for a lot of us, but 2026 is going to be amazing, no matter what it looked like right now. We have to understand that everything that we go through, God already know what we're going to experience. Whether we want to accept it or not, he already knows what we're going to experience. So how you deal with what you go through is totally up to you. You can be a nagger, you can be a gloom, you can be, or you can have joy. How you go through it is totally up to you. But knowing that you're gonna get through it, regardless of what it looked like, you're gonna get through it. It may never be the way you want it to be, but you're gonna get through it. And God will always place people in your midst that can help you. It's not meant for you to go through things alone. He said that we are helpmates one to another. You know, and it may not be your family. It may not be a friend. It may be a stranger that blesses you. But know that you're gonna be okay. You just got to trust and believe in his word. So when these things come across your platforms and across your midst, take advantage of them. Don't think that you are not worthy. Don't think that because of your past, whatever. Look, guess what? If you read the Bible, you have to understand that everybody in the Bible, they had situations and circumstances, and then you see how they got through them. You see how all things work together for the good of us, for the glory of him. So we got to trust and believe that. So take advantage of these opportunities. Again, poets, opportunities for you to share your brand. Reach out. All you got to do is go to words, speak from my soul at gmail.com. And if you don't have the information, just say, I want to be in the South Carolina book. What do I need to submit to be in the South Carolina book? You have to have ties to South Carolina. If you want to be in the Poets Unite anthology, just go and submit and say, what must I do to be in that? All you got to do is send me an email and I will send you back the directions and the requirements to be a part of it. Again, words, WORDS, speaks, SPEAK, from my soul at gmail.com. Submit your request. I will follow up and send you back the information that you need to support, to submit your entries. If you are on Facebook, it's been plastered all over my page. If you're here on TikTok, it has been plastered all over my page in videos. And if you read the comments, you'll have the email address where you can email and connect. Even if you have to email my personal email, Queen of Collaborations. You can email Queen of Collaborations, but make sure you tell me what you're emailing me for so that I can make sure that you get the right information. Okay? So y'all, we moving on past the poetry. I know I got stuck on the poetry, y'all, but y'all, I didn't even know I was a poet. Somebody asked me to write a poem. I wrote a poem, and here it is, almost 20, 30 books later. I'm still writing poetry and getting better day by day, y'all. So don't count yourself out. Don't think that you're not worthy, that you can't do it, because yes, you can. If I can do it, guess what? You can do it too. So, y'all, have an opportunity for those that are looking to host their own podcast. Y'all, we're headed into season 4. And yeah, we have had quite a few individuals to come through the podcast. Podcasting isn't for everybody, but y'all, I have four amazing hosts that has been here with me from the beginning, and y'all, we're heading into season 4. There's something about that number 4. I tell you, I have Travita Harris, Patrice Grimball, Alma Thomas, and Black Diamond, who has been with me from the start, and we're headed into our 4th season. We'll kick off February the 1st. However, we still only have 3 slots available. We do have Shanette Johnson. Let's talk about it. We have Dr. Chen, S S S AST Speaks. We have who else came on? Um, I know we have and Zach. I forgot about Zach, y'all. He's our only king. We do have a couple that's going to be joining us for 2026, and they are apostles. Apostle Lee Thomas and Dr. Kimberly Thomas. They're going to be joining us for season 4. So if you are looking for an opportunity to be a part of a podcast, y'all, we stream live through Facebook, we stream live through YouTube, Twitch, and Keek. Oh, we have one of the hosts. Let me see if Shanette can come up. I don't know if she can come up or not, but let me see because she's on TikTok. We can see if we can get her over here, up here on what's her name, and she can share with you guys a little bit. She is one of the hosts over here on the Crew Podcast. Hey, Shanette.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. I've been on here yapping my mouth, chatting, just chatting, trying to catch all of these amazing people that support our platforms, trying to catch them up on what's been going on and how they can support some of the stuff that we have coming up and things of that nature. I just been on here just really sharing, just trying to give individuals an opportunity to catch up. So y'all, Shanette is one of the hosts on the podcast. Like I say, she is one of the ones that will be returning back in 2026 as we head into season 4. Season 4. So, Shanette, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your show.
Well, my name is Shanette Johnson. I'm a mother of 4, grandmother of 4. I started my podcast back in 2024 after my son passed away. So this gave me something to do. And also, my husband is currently incarcerated in Denver on a wrongful conviction. So that really gave me the initiative to push through with this. My show is called Let's Talk About It, and we talk about injustice, what's going on in the prison system, bringing awareness to wrongful convictions, over sentencing, and the medical condition, the medical needs that the inmates need, and also the conditions of the prisons. Try to just give them a voice, let them speak on behalf of them, of themselves, give them that platform. I always tell them, can't nobody tell your story like they can tell it. And I'm also an author. Thanks to Angela, she pushed me into writing my feelings, how expressing my feelings about grief during the time of the loss of my son. So um, I released the book, and so far I just like writing in anthologies with Angela. I just participate in that, and that's about it. That's about it.
Well, she definitely will be returning in 2026. Um, so y'all make sure to tune in and check her out. Her show airs every first and third Monday every first and third Monday. We do have some slots available on Shanette. I don't know if you want to switch your show or not, but we do have some spots available that's open up for 2020 2026. I don't know if it will fit with your schedule, but I will let you know if you decide that you may want to switch your schedule. But we do have 3 slots available, y'all. We have 3 slots available within our network. If you are looking to host your own podcast, you definitely can join us and host your own podcast. We would in January, I will be doing training. So if you're interested, yeah, a couple of more days before this year is over with, and then we will start training. Our official season 4 will kick off February the 1st. So if you are interested, I encourage you to go ahead, reach out to me. You can direct message me or you can email me. At any of my emails. I would prefer that you reach out to the crew podcast 2023 at gmail.com. Again, that is the crew podcast at gmail 2023 at gmail.com. And the crew is DACREWPODCAST 2023 at gmail.com. Or you can, of course, hit me up at queen of collaborations at gmail.com. And you can chat with me about opportunities to join our network. We currently have 3 slots available. Our podcast airs every day except for Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, of course, that is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested, just reach out and we can chat and we can go from there. I always am open to sit down and chat with anyone. Even if we're not a fit for you, maybe I can help you in a direction that will be a fit for you because we do have other ties to other networks and other opportunities that may be a fit for you. That's one thing about me. I'm not a gatekeeper. I want to see everybody that comes in my midst to be able to thrive in the things that they do. Because y'all, we all got gifts and talents. We didn't get dropped out of the sky. There are things that we're supposed to be doing. But to recap, Shanette, I was sharing about the 2 poetry anthologies that's going to be dropping in 2026. One is Poet Unites. It's for everyone around the globe. So all my African poets, it's open to you. The poets in the UK, it's open to you. If you are a poet and want to share, that's open for you. And then I have a special edition for those poets that represent South Carolina and out of South Carolina because y'all know I have a special tie to South Carolina. I'm born and raised in South Carolina, and I currently live in South Carolina. So it is open. Reach out and touch me so that you can be a part of that. Let me see what else. Oh, the magazine. Wanted to talk about the magazine really quick. For those that don't know about the magazine, y'all saw me sharing it earlier as I was talking about the poetry. But we do have Aspiring Authors magazine. If you are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kik, you see the magazine cover for for December 2025 is up. This magazine will drop. I'm pushing to have it out for Christmas Eve. But at least I want to have it out on Christmas Day. Hopefully, it will drop on Christmas Eve. If not, it will drop on Christmas Day. I am definitely pushing for it. I have a couple of more things that I have to get together, and it will be ready. It will be ready. So, what I wanted to drop in the spirit today. Oh, hey, Dwayne. Let me invite Dwayne up. Dwayne is my friend. He has been hosting some shows over here on the Crew Podcast. Shanette, that's somebody I want you to connect with as well. He does a lot of work down in Texas. I think I invited him up. He does a lot of work down in Texas for those that have been incarcerated, things like that, wrongfully only incarcerated. So maybe y'all can get together and work on some stuff, and maybe he can help you with some of those cases that we working on down there in Texas. That's what I meant to.
Man,
Hey, Dwayne. I'm doing great. I can't complain. I won't complain. That young lady that's sitting up on top of you, she's one of the hosts over on the podcast. She does a show called Let's Talk About It, around social injustice. She focuses a lot on Texas and on Colorado. So I definitely want her to connect with you because she shared a lot of stories out of Texas. Um, so yeah, I was just on here just chatting away, sharing some of the stuff that I got coming up and some of the stuff that I've been working on, trying to get some poets and letting everybody know because they don't hardly see me do lives. I don't hardly do lives. I do my morning prayer, but they don't see my face. But I jump on here every now and then. How you been doing? Yeah, I've been laying low. I've been laying low. Yeah, it has been. Right. Oh yeah. Exactly, because there's a lot of that going on right now, and a lot of people that's supposed to be um, advocating, they in the midst of all of the drama, and I can do without that. I definitely been working on some things behind the scene, and how I can assist in the things that I'm doing. Definitely been praying and lifting up all of these babies that have cases, judicial cases, and all of the advocates. We lift we may not call out all y'all names every morning, but we lift y'all up. God know who y'all are. So we lift y'all up in prayer, and we have been praying that God will cover y'all in the midst of all of this madness, in the midst of all of this stuff. But know that any trap that the enemy try to set, it's going to backfire, and they're going to fall in their own traps. That is the prayer that I pray every day for all of the advocates that are standing 10 toes down with Carmelo, Christian, Carmen, and Christopher, and all of those that we are advocating for. That's on our prayer list. We definitely um, I'm praying for y'all and covering y'all for what y'all do because it's definitely not easy, and we know that the enemy is mad, he's upset, and he didn't expect all this because they definitely don't like to see us come together and work because they know how powerful we are when we do come together and work. So yeah, I've been over here working on some little videos and some articles and some little stuff that I'm working on to expose some of this foolishness that this SF has been doing. Cause I'm about sick of her.
to do when he's dispelling the lies and everything. I just kind of let him speak. And
Yeah.
so her followers actually spoke on it. And I'm talking about, I called him, myself, everything for the child of God in that little one line sentence that he said. And so she actually responded on his comment and put a target sign. And so I responded on hers, and it's like I said, "Is that a threat?" And I put hashtag FBI. And so because I've gotten to a point to where I don't respond to her directly if I don't have to, and because she's just full of some foolishness, and I just usually let Gaga speak whenever he make posts, or I'll just post truth and facts up under her comments. So if she's talking about something about the video or the case, and I'll just go and find an article or find one of our posts that we've already posted and just post it under and let her people see the truth.
But the thing that's really getting me about her is that she's running this campaign, and her followers are supporting this campaign. Raised already $25,000 for this campaign because she said she was swatted. There's no legal evidence to prove that this woman was ever swatted. There's no records. There's no nothing with no news station. No nothing. There's no legal means that say that she was swatted outside of her open her mouth. And then she keep talking about she was doxxed. The lady been getting doxxed since 2023. So I thought you can only get doxxed one time. Because it only takes one time to put your information out. So how can you continually be getting doxxed? That's people not knowing and just keep allowing her to put misinformation out here.
I think she's confused in between doxing and maybe the term harassment or something like that.
Yeah,
Because
she
when you
gotta
say
be.
doxing, I guess because it's one of those catchy words that get people's attention. And so she just uses it over and over and over and over. But we saw from her own posts and her own videos that it was actually a welfare check from that day. The cop came because someone called in a welfare check, and that was from her own information from the actual 911 call. And so she called it doxing, but someone called in that sounds quite familiar on that voice. And I won't say who that was at this point in time, but it was a very familiar voice that she should know that actually called in the welfare check. And that's what she keeps saying, that's doxing. And so sympathy, empathy, they ask for it, they get it, and that's that MAGA playbook that they play by. And if you look at it from our esteemed whatever president we got on down through the chain of command with the MAGA moment, it's like a playbook of theirs, and they do this thing of crying foul and crying wolf, and it gets sympathy, they make money, and then they run off into the sunset. So at some point, we'll see her make some more retractions, some more corrections about her lies, because as this thing get closer to being dismissed, and that's why I keep telling people, that's when she'll come out full on and say, "I knew it all the time, and this and that and that and this." And that's just her playbook. It's how she plays. And so at some point in time, the gig is going to be up, and she's going to have to answer for all of those lies and corruption that she has sown.
But if her people would only Google her, if they would Google her, they would see a lot of the information themselves. Because if you Google this lady, it tells you that she is known for putting out false information. That is one of the things that comes up when you Google her. So how can you be so naive that you would continually to pour into her, even down to the swatting information? There's no legal standing for what she's saying because there's no police reports. There's no police record of her ever being swatted. There's no records. So they can Google and find that out, but they would rather spread lies about Drew and his arrest record, but then don't want to talk about um, um, jean jacket wearing Jeff. They don't want to talk about him, but they rather spread lies and misinformation about Mr. Drew. I'm telling you, I'll be glad when they go ahead and drop this case because that's what need to happen. The judge need to recuse himself, but we know that's not gonna happen. But I'll be glad when it's all said and done. So all these people and all these traps and all this rhetoric that has been ran, I want to see how many of these people gonna come back and apologize to some folks. I really do. I want to see how many people gonna come back and apologize. Probably not a one, not a one. But y'all, on the 24th, which is next Wednesday, Dwayne will be here with Dr. Sissy on the Crew podcast. They're gonna be sitting down with they're gonna be sitting down Christian with Christopher um Nehi's father. Um, I want to say his name is Mark. They're going to be sitting down with Mr. Mark, and they're going to be having a conversation about Christopher' current situation and what is going on with that case. Going to give you guys an opportunity to chime in and to see how that case is going and how we can support. So definitely hope you guys will stick around. Set your alarms, mark your calendars. December 24th. I know it's Christmas Eve. I know a lot of people gonna be out doing a lot of different stuff, doing what they do. But we want y'all to stop by at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Give you an opportunity to catch up on the case. If you're not familiar with the case, we'll give you an opportunity to learn about the case and how you can get involved. It is another case out of Texas, y'all. Y'all, we got a lot going on in the state of Texas, but we know there's a lot going on everywhere. But just so happen, the cases that are coming up to us right now is coming out of Texas. So we're going to have an opportunity to chime in and to talk about this case. Christopher was attacked by a mob of YT kids, and he had to defend himself. Unfortunately, somebody did get poked, but they didn't get unalive. Um, but someone did get poked. They did have to go to the hospital, but he has the right to defend himself. Self defense is not a crime. And if you got a mob of people coming at you, because if you have seen the video, you've seen that it was unfair. And he did not have to retreat. He had a right to defend himself. So we're going to be talking about that case. So y'all make sure y'all tune in on December the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Crew Podcast. We will be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Keek. If you miss us live, you will get the opportunity to check out the replay and chime in that way. So I think that's it, y'all. I think I've covered everything that I was going to talk about today.
Angela,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question real quick.
Yes.
You was just saying about the young man. I'm not familiar with that case, but I do know a little about the Karmelo Anthony's case from what I've been seeing. And it just came to me, why do our children have to always go through the legal process when they stand their ground? Why, it just hit me like, why is it our children?
Always.
Why do they have to go through the legal system when they have to defend themselves, but when somebody else defend themselves, it doesn't go through the
they don't even get arrested.
System.
They don't even get arrested. Yes. But ours always get arrested, and they always get booked, and they always get a mugshot. But you never see it when, unless now, I'm gonna tell you one case that you may see it, and it's only when it's us against us, because that's something that they like to brush under the rug. That's normal for them, so they don't too much care about that. But anytime it's us against them, we're always gonna be put in a negative light. And that's what media has done, and that's what they continue to do. That's why I'm grateful for platforms like ours and the many other platforms that's willing to speak about these things that are affecting us. because these things affect us. And people need to know. They need to see it, they need to hear it, and they need to be put out here over and over and over until they really see that this is a problem. And media has been that problem for I don't know when. They do not share the truth. They only share us in a bad light because that's the rhetoric that they want to get out there. So we have to keep doing the things that we're doing. We can't back up. We can't back down. We can't let up. We got to keep pushing forward. We got to keep moving forward and keep allowing the truth to come forth. As long as we stand on truth and sharing truth, that's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Exactly. Exactly. And and it's a shame that, you know, I just feel that we should all just like come together. When I'm on the streets of TT, I see nothing but negativity out there, and it's really sad how some people are using their platform to put out false narratives against people of color, our brown brothers and sisters, just people in general. And we need some people that's going to say enough is enough and stand up. Stand up.
And that's
Stand
what
up.
we are trying to do.
When you want to stop being bullied on
Exactly.
social media, um, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I've been upset ever since Dwayne. Ever since I heard Tristan, what's his last name?
Weekly.
His story coming out of Texas. I thought James Legate's story was something, and all the other men's cases that I spoke to coming out of Texas, I thought that was something, but now it's our kids.
Well, Jeanette, let me say something.
Don't know.
Let me tell you. Okay, do you remember how we talked about the private prison system and a lot of how the prison system operates and things like that, and covering some of these cases that we've covered out of Texas? Well, they're getting ready to build some more prisons. So when they begin to build more prisons, they got to house more inmates. So you'll see different laws and legislation and policies being put in place. These people got to house these units that they're building because they are signing contracts with these private ran prisons and assuring these people that they're gonna be able to house this many people and they're gonna be able to do this and they're gonna be able to do that. So they own a witch hunt to try to find people to fill these prison system with. And we know that they always start with our youth. Why? Because they're young and they can get some free labor. I keep telling people that slavery never ended. They just moved it into the prison system. Because if we understand why the police was even formed, why was they formed? Understand that they were formed so that they could track down runaway slaves. That is why they built these facilities. So guess what? If they can put us in them and overly incarcerate us, because if you look at the sentencing, all you got to do is do some research. If you look at the sentencing and you lay out black and brown and you lay out every other race and you see how the sentences are, you'll see that the black and browns outweigh the others in sentencing. You may have somebody with the same crime. They may have done the same thing. A black and brown person may get 40 years, and then another person may only get 15 or only get 10 or may get probation or a slap on the hand. We see what happened to that young 18 YT guy up there in Oklahoma. You see how he was facing 78 years and only got 18 months of community service? Yeah, it's time to stop allowing them to put our babies behind prison bars, and it's time for us to stop to be proactive so that we don't have to be reactive to things that they're doing. Not only that, I keep telling people we can't wait to the big elections. We got to vote in these local elections so that we can begin to put people in place. We got to make sure that we have the right people in place that's representing us locally. And then we can worry about up there. Because if we got the right people in place locally, then they're going to take care. It's going to work its way out up on up. Because once you get them in place, and we as black and brown people, we got to learn how to take our place in this society. Like you go to these city council meetings, the county council meetings. You don't see a lot of us at these meetings. We need to be there. We need to be represented. We need to allow our voices to be heard. Not only that, we need to fulfill some of these offices. We need to be in place to position ourselves so that we can fill some of these offices. I keep telling people, understand what power truly is. You got to position yourself, and we got to overcome these things. We as people, we got to be willing vessels to be used in these local governments. And then we got to learn how to educate ourselves, empower ourselves. And then we got to not only do that, but we got to encourage ourselves and those around us to push forward. God, we ain't resilient for nothing. We ain't
Yeah.
went through all this stuff for nothing. Our ancestors endured
Right.
so much so that we can have the power to walk into these things. But y'all, we not doing
Yeah.
it. We not doing it.
I
And
just
we got
spoke.
to do
I
it.
just spoke with 10 young people that's in college yesterday. I was on a group chat with them, and I got 8 of them to switch their majors to criminal justice. And the reason being is that, as Sis was talking about earlier, about the sad moment that our kids have to always fight
Mm-hmm.
in the system where other people get the benefit of the doubt. And it starts with our local police departments. They are the ones that choose to investigate, or they choose to just assume and charge. And so
Mm-hmm.
we start getting more people that look like us with a mindset like us, because we have a lot of people that look like us in the police departments and detectives and all of that, but they have a mentality like the other people.
Yeah.
And so we have to start replacing those people with people with like-mindedness of protecting all people, not just
Right.
our people. And
All people.
when you have that kind of mindset, then you will investigate and do the things that the system is supposed to do. But it starts, like you said, with us strategically having our people to empower themselves and put ourselves in the positions where we need to be. We have a couple in Fort Worth. It's a young man and his fiance just had a set of twins,
I
and
saw
I
that.
think it's probably about a week or so or two that they these babies have been on this earth. One of them passed away, and they were telling this young man all kind of things. That, the baby was sick, the baby was this, he was pale. They looked at her, and then all of a sudden they had to do some procedures. They wouldn't let him come in. Now the baby has been taken over to the mortuary, and the
Mm-hmm.
mortuary told that daddy that the baby did not have any organs.
Well,
That
did you
means the whole
see?
time while they were talking about this baby and keeping the babies from him, they made sure that baby expired so they could take the organs out of that baby and
Hmm.
reuse those organs. That is what they intended to do with young people like Tristan Weekly when they went in there trying to do whatever it was they did to him. He just was able to fight and get away, even though he was inebriated. That you have other people, the young man that was rolled up in the mat that they found upside down, talking about he went in there to
Kendra
get his shoe.
Jackson.
The young man did not have no organs when they did his autopsy.
Stuff with
He was at
stuff with
school in a
newspaper.
gym.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we have to realize that, one, we are the first fruits of this earth. Two, we have something in us, and everything that we are, from our skin cells to everything in us, that they want. And so they're always trying to get it. And three, we have to be the protectors of the first fruit that God gave us. And that means that we have to start standing up, stepping up, and stop worrying about what our ends were, what our beginnings were, and what our past were. And we have to start stepping up and standing together and making sure we protect us. I don't care if I'm driving, like I'm right now on 40 in California. I don't care what I'm doing. If I see one of us in trouble, I need to stop. I need to be there. I need to make sure things are good, because that's the only way we're going to overcome what this society has been trying to do for centuries. And
Mm-hmm.
that's to erase the beginning fruit of this world. And that's us. And until we figure that out, then we'll understand when the scripture said that we have to get back to our first fruit, our first love. We have to get back, and we have to make sure that we're not living beneath our privilege. What is our privilege? The God given right to be the kings and queens of this earth that
Hmm.
God gave us first fruit for. And when we start stepping into that, then there will be truly no weapon formed against us that shall prosper, because we will stand up and make sure it won't work. And that's what we have to get back to. that of protecting our people, because I'm tired of our kids going through this hot mess with these systems where they shouldn't even have to be bothered at all.
I'm telling you, that's it. That's it. So, like I tell people, if you want change, you have to be that change that you desire to see in this world. That is our motto over on the Crew Podcast. I stand on it. I live by it. And if you want change, you got to be that change. Know that it starts and ends with you. And how do we bring about change? We got to educate ourselves. We got to empower ourselves. And not only encourage ourselves, but we got to encourage those around us. We have to be able to walk in these things. We are more than capable. He says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things shall be added. So everything that you desire, everything that you want, everything that you can think of, it can be added. Know that your situation, you are right where you're supposed to be. You're doing right what you're supposed to do. You just got to keep going. Catch up with your destiny. It's already been mapped out. Jeremiah 29:11. His word is not returning to him void. He said that he declared that he had a plan for you. So know that you didn't get dropped out of the sky, but he strategically placed you here. He placed you here just for this season. Find out what your gifts and talents, where it can take you, and what you're supposed to be doing with them. Because we all have gifts and talents. Some he gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He may have gave some of us 1,000, but he's given us all something that we can be great at, that will make our name great and will make us great amongst men and God. So, what are you doing to walk into your destiny, to align with that he's already mapped out for you? I'm telling you, if you need some encouragement, all you got to do is come on over to the Crew Podcast. Y'all, we on every single day, Sunday through Friday. We not on Saturdays. That's our day to spend with our family and to recoup from the week that we've had. So if you're looking for an opportunity to be empowered, stop by. Listen to some of these amazing hosts. Hear what they got to say. Hear what's going on in the community. Hear what's going on in our community and how we can be empowered. You never know what the next person may be in need of. You may have a nugget that you can drop that will help them get through. So I encourage you to tune in. Y'all, we live every single night, Sunday through Friday. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all, we got hosts that come in from all over. We got one from California. We got one from the DMV area, South Carolina, Georgia, New York. You name it. We touch every different region, and we're here to serve. We're here to allow our perspectives and those things that we're passionate about to be shared. If you have a topic that you want to share about, all you got to do is reach out to one of these amazing hosts. They'll be glad to have you on as their guest. That's what they love to do, is to share around the world. So don't miss this opportunity. Before I leave, I want to share an amazing opportunity that I have coming up in 2026. Y'all know I've been in these podcast streets for a while. I've been over on WBNN, Beverly Nation. I've been over there going on 6 years. I celebrate my 6th year in May. But January, I have an amazing opportunity to be a part of a network called Empower Me TV, and I am going to be sharing motivational tips. I'm going to be doing the hour power. I'm going to be sharing just things that will help you to own your power. God has really dealt with me with this word power. And to me, the P stands for position. The O stands for overcomer. The W stands for willing vessel. The E stands for E3 experience, which means educate, empower, and encourage. And the R stands for resilient. When God dropped that thing in my spirit, it's been about 6 years ago. I really have been honed into it. I used to host a show over on Blog Talk Radio. Y'all know Blog Talk Radio ended its services January of this year. So I was challenged to move to somewhere else. Did not find a proper space for it. I tried to air it through the Crew Podcast, but it was just not something that needed to be over here. So I found me a home, y'all. I found me a home. So I am going on over to Empower Me TV. I will be sharing more details about that to come. Not only that, y'all know when I move, I don't move by myself. I like to share because I love those that are part of the things that I do to prosper as well. So Trevita Harris is going to be over there. Y'all know she's one of the hosts here on the Crew Podcast. She's the host of Believe in the Journey. She's going to be journeying on over there with me. And then we have Latanya Littlejohn, who is the host of Delayed but Not Denied. She's going to be journeying over there with me. Unfortunately, she will not be returning to the Crew Podcast for season 4 because we know what she's going through with her mom, and she needed to take a break. So she's going to be taking a break as she deal with the transitioning of her mom. So we're always going to be there to support her because she was one of the founding charter members of the Crew Podcast, y'all. She's been on this network 3 years, so we have no choice but to support her, even in her absence. We will be there for her. And going over to Empower Me TV will be none other than Shining. Saffron, she will not be returning to the Crew Podcast. She's decided that 1 year was enough for her. So she is headed on over to Empower Me TV. I'm super excited for her and excited for the things that is yet to come with that journey. So y'all, I am not a micromanager. I'm always here to push you to your next level because if you thrive, guess what? I thrive too. Because if others can see what you can do, then it will make room for others. Know that our journey is not always to be supposed to be still. That we, as he elevate us, we have to make room for others to be elevated. So know that um, every every situation is not a permanent situation. Seasons come and go. So what will your next season be? Will it be a season of thriving or a season of procrastination? Now, it's time out for procrastination. It's time to move in those things that God has blessed you with. So, I want to encourage you to keep pressing no matter what it looked like. Maybe you did not accomplish anything in 2025 that you wanted to, but it does not mean that it is the end. You still can press past whatever it is and walk into a better tomorrow. So again, I want to thank everybody that stopped by. I can't believe I've been on here yapping this long. But I have. Did not intend to be on this long. I have went 45 minutes over the time that I planned to be on here. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes. I was just going to jump on and share those little things that I had to share. But y'all see it ended up being an hour and 30 minutes. So to God be the glory. To God be the glory. I hope that somebody was able to grasp something that I've shared on today. Even the conversation with Shanette and Dwayne. I hope there was something that you guys were able to grasp and will be able to carry on throughout the rest of 2025 and help push you forward in 2026. Again, if you guys are looking for a podcast family, we have 3 amazing slots available. All you got to do is reach out to queenofcollaborations@gmail.com and make an inquiry, and I will definitely get back with you. If you want to be a part of any of those poetry anthologies that I mentioned, all you got to do is reach out. We have slots, we have spaces available for you guys, and be on the lookout. Book number 3 of the Echoes of Becoming is dropping Christmas Eve. So you guys that have been following us and been waiting on book number 3, it is dropping. And again, I want to give a shout out to the 4 amazing poets that's sharing from their heart and soul. Shanette Johnson, Dr. Michelin Mouse, Cheryl Northern LeGrand, and Little Unique Parker. Shout out to you guys for pouring from your heart and soul and allowing individuals to really connect with you guys. And thank you guys for entrusting me as your publisher to put this book out. So again, I thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Know that if you're in need of a publishing coach or a publisher, I'm here to assist. If you're in need of a mentor, I am a certified life coach. If you need a life coach, I'm here. Y'all, there's so many things that I walk in. I try to utilize all my gifts and talents in every way that I can. Um, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Again, if there's anything that was shared on today that you think will benefit somebody, please share this live with them. Share the clips when you see the clips floating around. Share it with them because sharing is caring, y'all. All right? Well, the queen loves you, and guess what? There's not one single thing you can do about it. So y'all be blessed, and I will see y'all next time. Next time.